Walk in the strip, she gon' make it bad. I do damage, and they can't stand it. Psycho bandit, like it's Marilyn Manson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 137 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood, and if you were listening, that was Conway the Machine absolutely brutalizing a beat.
Man,
Griselda, baby.
that
Speaking of Griselda, check that out on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's fire.
We are back, man. We are back. What are we, Norwood? We are the HBCU homeboys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Episode 137. I am America's favorite uncle. I am Norwood, and this is my co-host, who?
Reggie.
And we are here for episode 137. The Splashcast, we're ready to do it. We blessed and highly favored. Come on in. If it's your first time, welcome. If this ain't your first time, then you already know what to do. Let's pull up and let's talk.
Yes, sir. Like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you follow us. Dive Team Media, Splashcast, Reggie's Recaps. Got a few other shows coming, man. I'm telling y'all, 2024, we going up. Let's start out with our HBCU news around the culture, man. Let's get into it. You know,
the HBCU news. You know exactly what we're finna talk about. The greatest school in all the land.
So we got to start out with some Hampton news. We just gonna go here and let y'all know that the TNT had the HBCU Classic. Hampton and Howard played. This was a great game.
Yes. And this, for the people who are listening, this is about to be a game-winning three by Jerry Dang. Jerry Dang is from North Cross, Georgia. He helped lead his team to a 7A championship as a high schooler. So not only is he a Hamptonian, but he is, in fact, a DSGB, and he is the CAA Co-Rookie of the Week. Congratulations, Jerry Dang. Congratulations, Hampton University. And shout out to going to New York and whooping the dog park.
Hey, man, we beat Howard again in another sport again. Listen, Howard, y'all just might need to stick to protesting and stuff because sports may not be for y'all. I mean, y'all did represent pretty well in the MEAC versus SWAC game in the Celebration Bowl, but
Tomlin can't save you from everything, though. Let me tell you that.
Better get some new legislation over
ablaze. Guns ablaze, boy. Let me tell you.
But shout out to Hampton, man. Shout out to HBCU basketball in general. HBCU basketball has been playing really, really well. They've been upsetting a lot of people, especially since we've been on in the last 2 weeks. They play really well. Matter of fact, Jackson State and Southern are playing right now. But I'm currently tuned into the Hawks versus the Clippers in a battle.
And I want to be very clear about this because I know that people have questions about us being in the CAA. That is Co-Rookie of the Week for the CAA. That ain't HBCU basketball. Jerry, one of the best young freshmen in the CAA. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's move on to some football news in the HBCUs, man. So we reported on Morehouse. They were interviewing what was
Hugh Douglas. I mean, not Hugh Douglas.
Not Hugh Douglas. Hugh Jackson from Grambling after he was relieved of his duties. Ooh, no.
Wait, Hugh Douglas' son went to Morehouse, didn't
he? Yeah. Thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
But Morehouse decided to go in a different direction, and they signed local superstar. When I say local, he may not be from here, but Terrence Mathis, former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, part of the team that originated the Dirty Bird, went to the Super Bowl, and that happened in 1998.
Yes.
He is now the new head coach at Morehouse. He has worked in Atlanta around in high schools, as well as he's had his own camps where he teaches players how to run routes correctly. He's done that a lot. He's worked with schools like Pace Academy. A lot of the players that turn out to go to UGA or Oklahoma or any other D1 schools have come through Terrence Mathis. So this is a wonderful, wonderful hire. I think probably one of the better hires in HBCU football this year.
Absolutely. I love this for a couple different reasons. Multiple position athlete. He played quarterback at University of New Mexico. This is not a guy who has the most size in the world. He's going to prepare you to be an elite football player. Also, shout out to him being ageless wonder. This looks like his damn last year playing for the Falcons.
Yeah, he stays in shape, man. That was one of his things, man.
Aged in 20 years.
Yeah, man, that was one of his things.
And I know he's coaching in Morehouse, but we also still need a slot receiver. So if you're interested, maybe you could double time, do a little bit of both. But congratulations, Terrence Mathis. If you old enough to be around me and Reggie's age, you know exactly what this man means to the city. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Morehouse. And yeah, we'll be on the lookout. We're in full support of this. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. While we transition to some other football news, we did want to bring up that it's 50-year anniversary of Ed Too Tall Jones becoming the first HBCU player selected number 1 overall in the NFL draft. He was selected in 1974 from where? Tennessee State University. Yep. And he's still the only, matter of fact, player from an HBCU to be selected number 1 overall. So shout out to Ed Too Tall Jones.
Rude to the bros, of course. Also, yes, this is back when HBCU players, no matter where it was, you went home, you went to play for your school, and then from there they had to come get you. So yes, of course we want to get back to that, but also we want to make sure that people know about these type of things. It is possible. That man is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest football players to ever do it. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My dad still talk about going to HBCUs in the 70s down there at Southern.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ed Too Tall. We want to bring that up. But now that we got everything else loaded, Rick Ross's son, William Roberts III, commits to Bethune-Cookman University football. He's following his dad's footsteps and playing football in the HBCU. He had an impressive Bethune-Cookman has had a pretty good offseason. Overall, they got a new coach. They got a pretty good recruiting class as well. So shout out to Rick Ross, man. Getting your kids to college, keeping them focused. Nothing but kudos from me.
Yeah. Congratulations, number 1, to the Roberts family for getting him there. Yes. Also, he was an interior lineman for St. Thomas Aquinas, 6'2", 270 pounds. This is what that's what you're looking for as far as a size when you're looking for an interior offensive lineman. He had multiple opportunities to go to multiple different places, including and Colorado. So for him to choose an HBCU is it means a lot. And from here, number 1, you got to take care of the talent, but also, this is an opportunity for you to flourish. We're in full support, and of course, we will keep our eyes on you and be in full support.
Rick Ross already redoing a house down there in Florida just to make sure that he can visit and see his son play, man. So hey,
that's Lil Ross right there, ain't it?
Yeah. So, man, that's tough. Moving on, man. Morgan State. If y'all watched the AFC Championship game between the Ravens and the Chiefs, Morgan State's choir performed the national anthem at the AFC Championship game. It was really, really good. And everybody seemed to love it. They showed it over and over and over again. So shout out to Morgan State and Baltimore for including the HBCUs.
They say this was a riveting performance. They say that they nailed it. And for any context, this is the exact opposite of what Fergie did. Congratulations. I'm shooting, bro. I'm shooting from the hip.
Oh, man. And finally, Wilberforce acquires 2 new women's sports. They will offer women's volleyball and women's soccer beginning this fall in the Gulf Coast Atlantic Conference. So shout out to Wilberforce when all of these schools have been cutting down on some of their sports. And we try to always talk about the good news in HBCUs because everybody always tries to highlight the drama. Wilberforce is doing wonderful things, and I can't wait to see them play. Because we will cover it.
This is extremely exciting. Like Reggie said, we want to grow. We want to support these different sports departments in every way that we can, so that they can come out and compete. And the more sports you have, the more opportunities you have to boost your alumni, to boost your attendance, and to get your school out there where it can be supported. So absolutely, this is the stuff we want to hear. And if you're a Wilberforce alumni, go and support. Send them some money, man.
If
Send
you
them folks
can't
some
make
money.
it, send them money. Listen, I'm telling you, we always talk about that. We got this from one of Norwood's frat brothers. Man, if you can't send $100 every month, $200 every month, whatever year the school was founded, send that. Hampton was founded in 1868. Send $18.68.
Send it.
Just send it.
$18, bro. That's
I'm
two
telling
drinks.
I'm telling you, $18 from 1,000 people
Maybe
is
one
18.
drink if you're in New York or Atlanta, bro. Send that money.
$18,000 will go a long way for a new athletic department when they have 2 new sports, man. So look, always support your HBCUs. Always support your HBCUs. With that being said, we being efficient tonight. I like it. We about to get off the rails though.
Rolling along.
I'm about to go in on the Washington Commanders.
What?
Y'all stay tuned. Listen to episode.
They are who we thought they were. Reggie gonna go in and I will repo up. See y'all.
We'll be right back with the football news around the league, then our basketball news around the league, talking about a few things. Y'all stay tuned. Listen to the Splashcast, the past Splashcast episode soundtrack, episode 136.
We don't know what we're coming back with, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all need to go back and listen to what Reggie just played. Conway is an animal. He is. It's people out here still rapping as much as y'all say the rap is dead. It's alive and well.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Remember, like, follow, subscribe.
Boom, boom, boom.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 137 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie. I'm here, man. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. But let's get to the shits. So, I'm starting here.
Whoa.
I'm starting here. Arthur Smith.
Boy, Reggie just called the Omaha on me. I was not expecting that face to pop up.
Arthur Smith has now... There's a joke there. Arthur Smith has now been named the new offensive coordinator with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Got that mustache off, bro.
Boy, I mean, Chester. But he is now the offensive coordinator with Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. What you think about this before I say how I feel? How you feel about that?
This is very peculiar to me. The reason that it's peculiar to me is that Mike Tomlin just has so many issues with Matt Canada. And to take a guy who, who historically Matt Canada just makes so many mistakes, mistake after mistake after mistake, that landed Tomlin, who has never had a losing season, on the hot seat. Then you come right back with Arthur Smith, who I told y'all, I think he's a good coach. I just think he's a poor decision maker. There's nothing about a person who's coached Desmond Ridder all season and somehow thinks that Desmond Ridder is, thinks that Desmond Ridder is a guy who you should go to. That in itself, if I don't know Arthur Smith from a can of paint, you don't make good decisions. And if you don't make good decisions, there's no way I'm going to take you as my offensive coordinator. And then on top of it, I hate to say, but Eric Bieniemy. Before we get there, but yeah, there is nothing that tells me that Arthur Smith is a better offensive coordinator than Eric Bieniemy. And you're gonna get another sorry ass quarterback.
Tomlin,
look at it.
That's my point. That's what I'm gonna jump in right here. Tomlin, you just got rid of Matt Canada. You have been afforded. You're in a good situation. You have been afforded the opportunity to change offensive coordinators multiple times. You have George Pickens, who is the best receiver on your roster, arguably. Deontay Johnson has something to say about that, who is already furious. He's on the second year of his rookie contract, and he already looking like he's trying to look at real estate in other places. You got Lil Hand Pickett. You just saw Arthur Smith can't pick the right quarterback. He can't do it.
You're going to get Lil Hand Pickett beat up. I told y'all, I've been waiting on Pickens to put his hands on him. But Arthur Smith, for sure, if he can't use Drake London, if he can't use Bijan Robinson, if he can't use Kyle Pickens, what you think gonna happen to you?
But it's the same thing, though. They got George Pickens. They got Najee Harris and other dude that's pretty good. They're all Algier. They have Freiermuth at tight end. They got Deontay Johnson. They just don't have a good quarterback. Like
sorry,
and the point
Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is gonna try to fix this. I'm sure of it. This is the place. This is Russell Wilson's landing spot.
This Arthur Smith now. He go with players he familiar with. You know he's rumored to go get Ryan Tannehill. That's who they talking about. He going to get is Ryan Scamahill. That is, I didn't even know there was a version of a poor man's Kirk Cousins. He's a poor man's Kirk Cousins.
Ghetto team. Oh my God, boy, Tomlin, free yourself. If they don't want you, then don't talk to them, bro. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do. But I can't for the life of me understand how Arthur Smith has chosen to be an offensive coordinator and not Eric Bieniemy. There's nothing. This is racism. This is the Mark Jackson. That's not. It's stupid. Me and Reggie both have regular jobs. Now, are we pretty informed about sports? Sure. Are we sports professionals? This is what we do for a living? Not quite yet. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I can see is an eye test. This eye test don't pass. Ray Charles not passing his eye test. Stevie Wonder not passing his eye test. And I mean,
that boy say, "Oh,
no, not
all blind people, blind leading the blind." Like, listen, we will send you Arthur Smith. Do what's right. Do what's right, Arthur. We will send you Desmond Ridder and a 3rd round draft pick if you give us George Pickens. Just go ahead. You don't know how to use him. You don't know how to play with it. Man. You don't know how to play with George Pickens. Pause if necessary. Like, so
Mason Crosby and Desmond Ridder in a quarterback room. What do you think?
With Lil Harry Pickett, boy. Lil Harry Pickett.
That is the most in that room of people. And Arthur Smith is the person in there. He gonna find it, and he gonna find the worst person in there. That's the one thing I can guarantee. Arthur Smith will identify the worst person in your quarterback room. The issue is that's going to be the guy who he picks to lead your team. Good luck.
Ooh, Mike Tomlin, listen, you can always come to Atlanta. We got black everything now. Come on over here. You can do something.
Whatever you want to do, boy, because I'm going to tell you. What Marvin Gaye say, make you want to holler? This is bad. Hey,
they going to run the ball, though.
Hard Knocks. This is where you need to go next. Let me go ahead.
Pittsburgh?
Because somebody
going to get beat up.
Because he going to get knocked out.
Boy, it's ugly. So if Arthur Smith is known as the
clean boy
offensive coordinator, that means he's no longer the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons have hired Raheem Morris, who is the defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's been pretty much all over the NFL. He's coached offense and defense. He was with the Falcons. He was the interim coach. He was the DB's coach. He was the wide receivers coach. He has experience on both sides of the ball. Kind of a shock hire for Atlanta. But one thing that I didn't highlight and we didn't highlight, and I don't know, maybe we just didn't pay attention, but he's the first non-interim black head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Ever. And like, I can't say that the more that I look at this hire, the more I understand it. I still think it was the safe hire. I still think the EB was the right guy for this. But
we'll get to EB.
I
don't understand what's going on, but we'll get there.
That's that's bad, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, man, go back. No. He looks the part. He looks the damn part. That boy lying fresh, hopped out the sprinter looking like, oh yeah. He got the black and red suit on, pocket square in place. He like, it looks good. Now, the execution is where it's going to be important. But right now, it looks good.
One thing that I do think about this coaching hire, and I said this in the group, and I'm extremely excited about it, is that they're finally doing right by Terry Fontenot. So Terry Fontenot, I watched the introductory press conference. This was him arriving at it. And him and Terry Fontenot basically said, we are collaborating. They said collaborating like 47 times. collaboration, collab. They said that 55 times. But one thing that he said, and the reason Raheem Morris said that he wants to collaborate with Terry, because he's like, yo, they got Drake London, they got Bijan Robinson. Interesting, he ain't saying nothing about Kyle Pitts, but we'll leave that there. They have defense. He said they've drafted really, really well. So for the fact that somebody in the comments said Kyle Pitts better learn how to speak, better learn how to. He said he about to get traded to Chicago.
No Lord. No, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I know. I feel what you're saying. But
no, that was just. I was just reading the comments. I don't believe that. Yeah, but I was just reading.
He is technically the elder statesman. Bijan was the last pick. Drake was the pick before that. Kyle Pitts is the oldest guy. But I don't care how you cut it. Everything that I saw in that little press conference does it. I like the way that they played off each other. It also let me know that they believe, like they at least believe in Fontenot, and he's gonna get his chance. It looks like he's gonna get his chance to put his team together again. I really, really, really hate that we lost Ryan Nielsen. I think that he as much as Arthur Smith did everything to ruin the season last year, Ryan Nielsen did everything he could to save the season, and I appreciate that. Best of luck in Jacksonville. I think that's Trevor Lawrence's saving grace as much as I think that he's mediocre as hell. I think that having a guy who's just such a good defensive coach, a defensive mind, who deserves to be a head coach, I think he's gonna get him paid, and then people are gonna finally figure out, hey, we probably shouldn't have paid Trevor Lawrence.
So, interesting enough, we actually were going to come on here and talk about Arthur Smith because he was not at the introductory press conference, but he was
Arthur Blank,
I'm sorry. He was not at the introductory. He wasn't there either.
Arthur
he was,
Smith back. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Arthur Smith showed up at that press conference and the table was finna shake, my boy.
But it turns out Arthur Blank was actually under the weather, which is why he wasn't there. But because I was ready to go in, bro. I was like, y'all hanging Terry Fontenot out to dry. You ain't let him there for the press conference to look for it. Boy, the Clippers are good.
I don't think that Terry Fontenot even cares at this point. He understands that either we're gonna have to get past that 7-10, or the rest of the shit don't matter. That's what it is. At this point, we got to get to brass tacks. It's got to make sense. It's got to be effective. Anything that doesn't get us to looking like the best team in the NFC South, if we're not moving in that direction, then what are we doing? And I think he understands that too. I think that he's not a guy who, if the Falcons don't keep him, somebody else would be more than happy to have him.
I think they'll keep him. I think this hire shows that they're going to keep him. This hire at least gives him however many more years, 2 years, 2-3 years. This hire, because, and he's also familiar with Arthur Blank. So he knows how he operates. So I'm going to read some of this. I'm not going to show y'all. Y'all don't have to look at this, matter of fact, so you don't get confused. He has brought in his coaching staff, and he has a lot of them together almost. But the one that's highlighted for me was Zach Robinson, who is the Rams passing game coordinator. He is part of that McVay/Shanahan tree. So I'm excited about it. If you looked at the Rams with Matt Stafford, I mean, Drake London can do what Puka Nacua can do. I think he can 100%. So I'm excited about that just because Arthur Smith seems so inept that I think Zach Robinson can just come here and basically put it in neutral, and he'll be better than Arthur Smith when it comes to utilizing some of his weapons.
Now, the only thing is you got to see if this guy is he Mike McDaniel or is he Brandon Staley? You know, it's very tricky. People want the new young hire. Some of those new young hires are just kind of standing around other people who are legitimately good, like Brandon Staley. And then some of those people have learned from Kyle Shanahan, like Michael McDaniel, and they can move the needle for your team. This is an opportunity for you, Zach Robinson, to prove that if you do everything right, you won't be here long. You get this offense going, we'll be looking for a new offensive coordinator soon, which is, that's.
Hold on, finish your thought.
That's the thing. If you go from the Rams and be successful, you come to the Falcons and this offense moves, then yeah, they'll be ready to hire you.
So I was very hesitant about Raheem Morris or any defensive coach. It was nothing against Raheem Morris being hired. It was the fact that when you hit a defensive coach, I told y'all on Reggie's Recaps, and I told y'all on the last time we spoke, that when you hire a defensive coach, you're going to have to hire a new offensive coordinator pretty much. If he's any good, you're going to have to hire a new offensive coordinator every 3 to 4 years. Because if you look at the last 50 coaches that were hired, I think 36 of them were offensive coordinators. So I know Zach Robinson is supposed to be good, and he's going to get an opportunity because he's from the Shanahan tree, and only one person from that tree has been terrible. Like, everybody else has been good. So if he can hold it in the road, he'll be good. But there's a whole lot of hirings on here, including Jimmy Lake, who's our defensive coordinator, played safety. A lot who came from Washington. A lot of our defensive hires have a lot of cornerback, safety, and back seven experience. But the best hire that I think Zach Robinson made for the staff, was moving T.J. Yates, who was a quarterback, a former quarterback. They moved him to quarterbacks coach. He was coaching like tight ends or something like that. So now you kind of set up that pipeline of T.J. Yates is the quarterbacks coach. He's going to be working with Zach Robinson when Zach Robinson gets picked. If Zach Robinson doesn't take T.J. Yates with them, he will then move up to be the offensive coordinator. Shout out to the Gators. I don't normally say this, but our wide receivers coach is Ike Hilliard. If you know anything about Florida Gators in the 90s, it was Ike Hilliard, Riedel Anthony, and there was one more
route tactician.
They used to destroy everybody, bro. So shout out to Ike Hilliard, man. They are good. I expect our receivers to be even better. I am really more excited about the draft and see what this coaching staff wants. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes. For me, as much as, I thought that Raheem was a safe hire, the one thing that everybody said that he was going to do, he's done. He reaches out to people. He's a team builder. He's a person who gets everybody involved. And they also said that everybody would want to play for this guy, and everybody's going to want to coach for this guy. Mm-hmm. And that excites me. People wanting to come to Atlanta and coach, that is not something that we've been able to say much of. Is, hey, people want to come here. They want to be a part of what we're building here. And as much as this year was a failure, and it was a failure,
100%,
it's still everything's so new that one good season turns this thing around. One good season, really one quarterback. That's the thing that I think we need at this point. If we can get a quarterback, we get an edge rusher. This thing, we and the NFC South being such a soft soft conference, division that your biggest rival, the biggest person that could cause you a problem is Baker Mayfield. And y'all know I like Baker. But at the end of the day, Baker's beatable. He is super beatable. And we
they might lose Mike Evans. So, although if I was Evans, I wouldn't leave. But, it is what it is.
It's calling. It's calling.
But you said something very interesting about players wanting to play for him. Not often do you see almost every former player or affiliate come out and say this has been long overdue. Mike Tomlin is on record saying Raheem Morris is one of the best football minds I've ever been around. I've been saying it for the last 10 years. Jalen Ramsey, everybody from Atlanta that played here when he was here was like, welcome back. The Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was like, damn, how we got to see you. Remember, he was on their staff, I think, when they went to the Super Bowl. So,
and I think that is a ace in the hole for Terry Fontenot. Now I can go reach out to some players and say, hey, man, your boys.
Exactly. That was my point. Now, Atlanta in any sport other than the Braves, and really the Braves, but not really the Braves, we don't really get that big name free agent. Don't nobody really come here in their prime. We get like slightly past prime, But we don't
Yeah.
ever get somebody in their prime. When you get a coach like Raheem Morris,
Prime plus.
yeah, you get like John Abraham, who's like 31. So you get like 31 to 35. You know, you get them.
I bet you Calais Campbell running back. Calais is back.
Calais Campbell age don't matter. When you 6'8", you can't. It's like being 7'2" in the NBA. Well, it used to be like being 7'2" in the NBA. Now that don't matter no more either. But
better dribble.
but what I'm saying is you know you can't teach size. He's 6'8", 350. So and with no gut. So I mean like he's all muscle. Folks at work be like he's a mountain of a
if
man.
you're the defensive coordinator, just steal what like Brian Nielsen has put together a good defense. Even if you don't know, just get in that car, just keep on driving the car. Let Jesse Bates tell you what to do. Like rely on the guys who were extremely successful last year, and let them drive your car. Like don't get in there changing stuff. And that defense was as I don't call it sorry, but it just wasn't stellar. For them to continuously be able to do their job at a high level, just let them drive themselves, man. We just need points.
Well, what's interesting about the defense, and this will be my last thing before we switch to another former Falcon. What's interesting about the defense is our secondary was the best part of our defense. And now we have a secondary-based head coach, a secondary-based defensive coordinator. We have a linebackers coach as a D-line, like D-line and linebackers coach. Everybody is really well equipped in coverage. And that, especially in our linebackers and our second corner, was kind of a Achilles heel. And we going to have a lot of money. Not a lot, but we going to have more than y'all think because all them first year, them 1 year contracts, all them out of here. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yep. And this is once again what me and Reggie will cobble our prayers together. You don't ask for much. As Atlanta Falcons fans, Lord, struggle for years and years and years on an edge rusher. And just, I want a quarterback. I think this is a deep wide receiver draft. Go steal one more. And then just draft 7 edge rushers. That's it. Just all we need is one to work. And the rest of them, you can either play linebacker or you can play tackle. I don't care where you play.
Special teams.
Draft the rest of them.
Bro, you are the gunner. You can be the gunner.
Yeah.
Don't matter. Listen.
Outside of that, bro, I don't care if we use 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, a million. Draft all edge rushers. We only need one to work out. Just one guy on that edge to be scary. And between what we got is Zach Harrison and one more human. Hey, Bud Dupree, bring him back. Calais Campbell, bring him back. Onyemata, bring him. We just need
an edge rusher, man. So the Falcons have been linked to edge rushers, but it's assuming that we're going to get a quarterback. Everybody linking us to edge rushers tells me that we're about to trade for Justin Fields or going to sign Kirk Cousins or going to sign Russell Wilson.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all this, though. You better get a quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. The rest of that. Now, Radio Raheem. Let me tell you this, bro. You better find a quarterback. And it's plenty. Not plenty, but it's enough. And by enough, you better get Jaden Daniels or you better get Michael Penix or Justin Fields. Those are your 3 options. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it'll work. We'll figure it out, man. I'm like I said, y'all know me. I'm Mr. Simulator, dog. I will run a mock draft every day if I have to. I probably
that Reggie damn near be.
I'd be in the room, like in the war room.
Who should we pick? Who should we pick? Who should we pick? Who should we pick? Who should we pick?
So I think right now, in the early stages of the mock drafts, especially with the new hire, everybody's projecting us to go get Justin Fields and draft either Malik Neighbors, the wide receiver from LSU, or the defensive end from Alabama, Dallas Turner. Those are the 2 people we're linked to. So
Garrett Verse and Dallas Turner. And that's all well and good.
You can't do Jared Verse. Jared Verse well, you can. I mean, he's 24. So if he's 24, then cool. Dallas Turner is like 20. He came in college at 17.
Right. First thing you better do is go get Malik Neighbors.
I just said it.
What I'm saying is our history with edge rusher, you gotta know that's where we struggle. So don't shoot your load on that and play yourself. If you can go get neighbors, get neighbors. Because neighbors in London and Pitts,
boy, that'll end up, I'm sure, because you got to go to the combine, you got to have pro days, all of that will change because there's been a few we need cornerback too. So, but we'll get into that.
Cornerback, yes, but dude, cornerback to me is a need, but no. I'm actually okay with AJ Terrell. I'm okay with Jeff Okudah with more coaching and a second year, and Clark Phillips.
Second year, what? This is a whole new defensive. This first year, all them previous years of defense don't matter because you in a whole new system.
Yeah, but no. At the end of the day, I think that Jesse Bates, like being the guy, he's like that's the reason I'm saying. No matter what happens, I think that Jesse Bates, like, I think that Terry Fontenot went and got him for a reason. He's the maturity. He's the guy. Like, defensive coordinator, you need to work with Jesse Bates. The good news is Jesse Bates is a great guy to work with.
Yeah. But we'll get more into the draft when it gets closer. I mean, it's February. We ain't even made it to the Super Bowl yet. But we'll talk more. I'm sure we'll talk more depth about it as soon as possible.
We were talking about.
Let's
if I'm not
talk
mistaken,
about
we were
your
about
man,
to talk about the Super Bowl.
Your man with the plan, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Quinn is
we will
now
rehash
the new Washington Commanders.
we
head
missed
coach.
the
AFC, NFC
championship weekend conversation.
Before that, he was
we will rehash
head
that
coach of the
probably
Falcons.
for Saturday Morning Live to let y'all know because Norwood has a whole lot. I told y'all so.
Clear out. That's what. Clear out.
Hold on. Let me finish.
You said
so he is now the Commanders coach.
But in the meantime,
go ahead. I'll say my thought.
You know that it's Chiefs,
this
49ers.
is the most Commanders pick that you could have got.
This man right here.
I think that they did a terrible job of managing.
He is the
coaching,
he is the manager.
Process.
He is everything
to hire
to
a
the
coach.
Chiefs.
I
Patrick
think that
Mahomes,
they got one of the worst options they could have gotten.
6 years as a starter,
I think that this
6
team
AFC
is no better
championship
now
games,
than they
4
were
Super Bowl
at the
appearances,
beginning of
2
last
rings,
season.
possibly a third on the way.
Tremendous
all
waste
by
of
the
time.
age of 28.
I don't think that this
I
team
told
is
y'all
good.
if Patrick
I don't think that
Mahomes
this team is
pulls this
competitive.
off.
I think that the
I told y'all
best
a few
thing that
things,
could
'cause we gonna
happen.
talk
I think
about
this is the
Saturday
best
morning
thing
live. I told
that could
y'all
happen to
Baltimore
the New
was
York
set up.
Giants.
The way they set
I
everything
think
up,
that
I
if
said,
I'm the
this
Dallas
seems like a
Cowboys,
sign.
I'm
But
thrilled
anyway,
about it.
Patrick
I think
Mahomes.
that everything about
Go ahead.
Oh no! Let me tell you, if I'm the
is-
Dallas
is-
Cowboys,
I told
one
y'all if
thing
he pulls this
sure,
off,
he's
he
a pretty good defensive
firmly
coordinator. But also,
in the
I
Tom
know that
Brady
if I'm the Dallas
conversation. I
Cowboys,
think
I'm
Tom
not
Brady
concerned about Dan Quinn beating me.
is to the point now where he separated himself from everybody else,
Defensive ends last season,
especially in almost
I'm
every
not concerned
record,
about
and of course
anything.
7 rings in 10
Magic
appearances.
Johnson,
10 appearances.
I
think.
need
Yeah, 10
you
appearances.
on speed dial.
Yes.
Magic Irvin.
Well,
I need to talk to you directly. You
So
approve
I
this?
think Patrick Mahomes, if he
You
wins
have been
this
a
Super Bowl,
tremendous and fantastic businessman.
his
and then you
trajectory
go
is
get
Tom Brady
the
and
most
Tom Brady alone.
generic. I'm not gonna like.
He's ahead of Tom Brady.
You could have kept
right
Ron
now.
Rivera for this.
You look at the
Few things,
pace.
couple
I mean,
things.
where they
He's
were,
in front of Tom.
Yeah.
He's and every
He
box.
was not
Y'all
their
know how I
first
feel about
choice,
touchdown
first off.
Tom. I think he's the greatest
Which
of
is
all time.
An interesting
and-
dynamic.
Man, you know how if
altogether.
you listen to Paul, you know how I feel about Joe
Because
Montana.
apparently
So,
they had
For me to
Johnson
feel the
from
touchdown Tom is better than
Detroit
Joe Montana,
on
and
the
I
plane,
feel like
on the plane
Mahomes
to
has
go get him, and he
consistently been on
turned
pace.
them
Even if
down
Mahomes
and said,
somehow
"You know what? I'm
wins,
actually gonna
loses
stay in Detroit."
this Super Bowl.
after he made that statement,
I don't
of,
care.
want $15 million. That's
Tom
one.
Brady lost to Eli.
2,
This is a Super
your
Bowl.
Cowboys
that Patrick
comment about they
Mahomes
should be happy
did
and
not
getting away
belong.
from him. Do you know who they
There's
think about
nothing
hiring
about
as
this
defensive
team
coordinator?
as offensively this intriguing. He has
Ron
no
Rivera.
receiver.
Ron Rivera.
And
That
the
to
most
me
notable
is
receiver
trade
that he has
a black
is a guy
crayon
who's
for a black
probably
crayon.
going
This
to
ain't
go
they
down
nothing
in
different.
history
You gonna have the
as
same
ruling the best
thing.
I think that
possible
both
football player of all
guys
time
are the
in
same
Kadarius
person.
Toney.
And that's the reason I think
So,
the Dallas wins.
For him to
I
just
can go get
consistently
my
just
Dan
kind of
Quinn
stoop down, wore
replacement.
down tools and make it
Dan
happen.
Quinn wasn't win, lose, or draw. Mahomes
worst
is already
option
for them
this season.
Ron Rivera
He
will be
wasn't
good
supposed to be
enough.
getting the Super
He's
Bowl.
going to coach here exactly 2 years before he gets tired
Yeah,
of Jerry
I think
Jones.
my point was
I told
saying
Ron
that he's in the
Rivera,
Tom Brady
I didn't
conversation.
tell you. I mean,
for
I guess I
becoming the
did.
GOAT.
I hope he listens.
I already know that
While you
he's
listen,
ahead of. He's having
like, follow,
this is the
subscribe.
greatest 6-year
Ron Rivera,
run.
you too old for this shit,
I think in
bro.
history.
Take your
6-year
ass
start to a
off.
quarterback
Yes,
to a player
correct.
in
At
history.
Correct. At the end of the day,
sports.
he's going to coach 2 years. He's going to get tired of Jerry.
So for him, what I'm saying
pick
is,
your favorite guy,
I
not named
fully
Tom
expect
Brady.
this higher. I don't know the contract.
I mean,
I would be
real
surprised
here.
if it's more
He's
than
ahead
a
of
3-year contract. I think
he's ahead
this
of
is a
everybody
placeholder
not
for
named
whoever
Tom
they
Brady.
decide
Joe
to get.
He's ahead of everybody.
Interestingly
For him
enough,
at 28,
Dan Quinn said at the
to
press
have
conference he
6
wishes nothing but
AFC
well wishes
Championship
for Eric
appearances
Bieniemy,
and
but
4
he
Super
will
Bowl
not work
appearances.
with him.
He's ahead of
They will not
everybody
be working together,
in
which is
every
interesting
sport.
because
I
as
feel very
Washington
confident
fired
in saying
everybody
that Mahomes
else.
is already better than Peyton Manning will ever be.
Washington fired everybody
I
else,
feel
but
very
didn't fire
confident
Bieniemy.
that
And then the
he
coach
is
comes in
better
here
than Aaron Rodgers
and fires Bieniemy.
will ever be.
The resident
So now,
Dallas
like,
Cowboy fan says
the
they're
only
not
people
going
who I
to get
think are
Aaron Rivera.
left
They're
in
going to
his
promote
in
Al
Mahomes'
Harris,
conversation
which I
already
actually think is a really
are
good
Joe
idea,
Montana
especially for the secondary.
and
That
Tom
is a
Brady.
good hire.
That's a great
That's
hire.
it.
But
But
with
my
that said,
he
wait,
pack
my
up
thoughts
tomorrow.
here are I can't
name
understand
the other guys who are in
what's
that
up with
conversation.
Eric Bieniemy. You try not to feed into
That's
the,
it. In terms
the
of Super Bowl
rumors
wins
that
and
they say
everything
he's hard to
done.
work with.
Right
you
now,
know,
he's
Sean
probably
McCoy's
And-
been on record
and
saying
the
he don't do
playoff
nothing, he
wins.
just yells
My
and cusses.
God.
It's all Andy Reid.
Right now, he's
Everybody
probably number
said
3.
these things,
all time,
and you
which is
try
crazy.
to ignore it.
Right now, he's probably
But what
number
I
3
can't,
at
I didn't
28.
even see Eric
So,
Bieniemy
and
get
And
what
you
I'm
know
saying
what?
is-
Hold on, wait. Before we
And
go forward,
I
this
do
is the
know
reason they
that
did not want
unless
black people
you're
to play
under
quarterback.
contract, unless they let you go,
black
you have to
people
be
to play.
granted an interview.
They-
Washington didn't
the
even
best
grant him an
wide
interview.
receiver,
The ability
step
to
by
interview other
step,
teams.
day
with other
by
teams, which
day.
is crazy to me. I can't
Everything
understand why
that you
Eric
say,
Bieniemy
they are the best.
is being
We are the best
blackballed
at. But
so
God,
what
dog,
I'm
that
saying is,
sucks. It's
he's the
somebody
number
who's like,
3.
oh, we'll never
Lamar-
let him
Lamar
have a
Jackson.
chance.
And y'all know what's gonna happen. If I'm Kansas City, well, we'll get into that conversation after we finish these topics because I want to finish the topic so we can.
This is the reason I know Dan Quinn is
Basketball.
going to be a failure.
Speaking of Mahomes, dad by Mahomes. Mahomes going viral. That's what happens. This is so everybody's making fun of dad by Mahomes. This is peak country boy body right there. He could throw the ball 100 miles. He could probably throw a bale of hay and do all of that stuff, but he don't live a lick of weights. He just country strong. That's what that
I
is.
want y'all to let this, for all the listeners out there. First of all, me and Patrick Mahomes got the same body. Second, number 2, this is arguably the third. Hey, I'm close. To that, I'm closer than you think. Let me tell you that. I'm very close to that.
Fair.
I'm very close to that. That man is one of the most
Boy.
elite athletes on the planet.
Looking
He is
like some,
already in the conversation
Pillsbury
of
Crescent
one of the
Roll
top
fan.
3 quarterbacks of all time. He is already a Hall of Famer. And kids, that also lets you know, man, don't train. You don't have to do anything. You could just be really good.
No, dude, that is terrible advice. Patrick Mahomes lets you know that he don't look like he got no core. Somebody said he ain't got no core strength, which means he's throwing the ball with all arm. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, when a quarterback can throw the ball like him, it's like a person that dunks the ball off 1 foot versus somebody that dunks the ball off 2 feet. It's just a difference. It's just difference.
And that's crazy. You want to know why that's crazy? Because Cam Newton has got all them muscles.
He can throw the ball.
Cam
He
Newton
just
got every muscle on muscle on muscle. And Patrick Mahomes was like, I can drink a 24-pack tonight if you really want to do it.
Yeah, it's just talent. It's just ability. Tyson Fury the same way said I drank 15 pints.
Reggie said, no, it's sometimes you just got to be better.
Yeah, he better. Tyson Fury said I drank 15 pints of beer and then went and sparred versus 3 people 15 rounds and it has footage.
Yeah.
Like at some point, if I see a dude down 15 beers and knock 2 dudes out, I just want to know who the third person is. Why would you get in the ring? Obviously, he's fine. Like, what are you talking about? But
Mahomes was like, hey, bro, if you challenge him to sitting on the tailgate and see if we can get through this 24-pack.
But what's interesting
make
about
it through
this Super
24
Bowl is you got the 49ers defense, which is the number 2 defense, right? That is the number 2 defense in the league. Was number 1 for a long time until Baltimore decided to go Super Saiyan until the last game. And really, the defense still went Super Saiyan against the Chiefs, if you want to be honest.
Fred
But
Warner is so good.
you got the 49ers defense against the Chiefs offense or against Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid. And then you have the 49ers offense quietly is kept. The Chiefs defense is like a top 10 defense in the league.
Correct.
Nobody's really given the. I know preliminary odds have said that I think the 49ers are like a 2-point favorite, but I know a lot of people picking the Chiefs. I know a lot of people picking the Chiefs, man. This is gonna be interesting.
You better leave the Magic Man alone. Now, good luck, thoughts and prayers. Do whatever you want to. But the Magic Man is a problem, and I ain't got no answer for you because I thought after them first 3 or 4 games in the season where we just kept seeing him not score any points in the second half, I was like, oh, this ain't his season. Now we've gotten to the end of the season. He the only person still playing. I'm just watching at this point. I don't know. Hell,
we ain't got no
analysis.
analysis.
Like he surprised y'all. That's the analysis. We gonna see.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be interesting, man. We'll talk about it more on Saturday Morning Live with the actual picks. But some of the matchups I'm looking forward to is the linebackers versus Kelsey. But we talk about Travis. Travis Kelsey ended up breaking Jerry Rice's reception record for the most postseason receptions in history. Shout out to him. That's a big deal. Jerry Rice's record stood for that long, and while I do want to say shout out to Travis Kelsey, the fact that Jerry Rice's record is still standing until today, and they played 10-game seasons and 12-game seasons, is all of his records still stand is wild crazy. Wild crazy.
Jerry's a murderer, man.
Yep. But, I mean, this just tells you how great these two are, man. Travis Kelsey, and I'm still not going to let you forget the fact you said they ain't got no receivers because you argued me down when I said they didn't. And then you argued me down that Travis Kelsey should be considered a receiver, is what you argued me down about.
He's
multiple episodes.
He's their number one pass catcher. Whatever you want to dress it up and say it is what it is. He's their guy.
I didn't dress nothing. I just said he wasn't a receiver, and you were like, no. But then when you make the point, but it's okay.
I mean,
it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Rashee Rice, who is basically the number one receiver that they have against that secondary. We have a Marquez Valdez-Scantling sighting. I'm interested to see who from the Chiefs cooks up.
I don't want to hear about no more wide receivers with 3 names. Hey, bro.
Hey, baby,
wherever Mahomes tell y'all to go down there and stand, just get ready. That's it. This is Mahomes. Mahomes are bust.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, whatever y'all gotta do next year, y'all better find some real wide receivers, bro. Mahomes don't deserve this.
I already know that. Listen, I'm telling you. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. If I'm the Chiefs and I know that the Falcons
Juju,
are looking,
you better bring your ass back.
Hold on. If I'm the Chiefs and I know that the Falcons are looking to move on, I would send a 2nd-round pick for Kyle Pitts and let Kyle Pitts just learn under Travis Kelsey.
You think you can? I'd be damned if I give up Kyle Pitts for a second.
What you think? They were about to give him up for a 3rd to the Bengals. What you talking about? The Bengals just didn't send in the paperwork. Hell, okay, keep Kyle Pitts. I go sign Jonnu Smith for another 2 years. He run fast. You ain't got to block.
Wait. Boy. I think Jonnu Smith is still under contract.
No, they're going to cut him because he's owed $9.5 million. They're not going to keep him.
That has it. No. Yeah, nah, I think that he's worth it. He's surely worth it. No, yeah.
Why?
Worth it.
Why not go? Why not? He had his best seasons up under Arthur Smith. Why not go to Pittsburgh? I wouldn't stay. I go right with the man that keep giving me $10 million contracts. You know you're going to get paid. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the football segment of episode 137 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We got some basketball to talk about, man. Not much. We got a lot of stuff here, but I think we're going to cut it down to a few things. All-Star. All-Star, NBA standings, and probably I really want to talk about the Tony Snell thing. So we'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Episode 137 of the Splashcast. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 137 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, our basketball segment, man. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. Some basketball news and men's basketball. Y'all know we don't really follow that until March. We got some women's basketball news, of course, college basketball news, and then we also have some NBA news. We're going to talk about Tony Snell. Also, the game, all NBA game restrictions. We're going to talk about that, as well as All-Star weekend coming up in 2 weeks. So without further ado, let's get started, man. Let's get started with men's college basketball. So in a landmark ruling on Monday, I don't know what the NLRB, but the NLRB ruled that Dartmouth's men's basketball players are considered university employees under the U.S. labor law and therefore are eligible to unionize. This is huge because now they can basically come together and make demands. They can also come together with other athletes outside of just the school and make demands. It's interesting that it took Dartmouth for this to happen, and I think the landscape changed because this is not the first time this was brought up. I think the first time it was recorded and brought up was Northwestern's football team when they tried to unionize, and they boycotted, and they basically got scrutinized by the media. So that's not lost on me that it took. I think that happened 2024? That happened about 8 years ago. It took this long for this to happen, but once you start paying them, you can't really keep them from being a union per se and for it to work.
So the NLRB is the National Labor Relations Board. This is very interesting because shout out to the smart kids doing smart stuff, and of course, I'm Milan, Dartmouth alum. But this is very interesting because once you can unionize, like you said, you can get together and make decisions. You can get proper representation. You can make sure that everybody is compensated. And I think that this is a vote that the NCAA missed. I think that you have two options here.
I think they ignored it.
You can fight it or you can accept it. And you fought so long with the NIL. I think the best thing that you can do as the NCAA is get ahead of this now. And you're right, get your union. And then from there, you can kind of get with.
Appreciate it, DJ.
You can be ahead of it and be a part of it. Because you could have paid players a little bit a long time ago, and then you wouldn't have had any of these problems.
Yeah. All this stuff you talking about with 10 million, 20 million, 8 million, all you had to do was just pay them $250,000 a year. You could have kept the rest of the money. But now they hit, and if you think they hitting your pockets now, they got a union. They paying UPS workers $100,000.
Hey, you see what Amazon did? That man got them a union. He had a do-rag on. So, boy, hey, thoughts and prayers. But I'm excited for this. I think that there should be a college players union. I think that will kind of protect some of the other sports that are not making nearly as much money. And I think that it's a good thing overall. So congratulations. And you need teams like this who can, none of these guys are probably going pro.
The Vanderbilts.
Exactly. But no, even less than the Vanderbilts, because the Vanderbilts, they're baseball players. That Vanderbilt baseball team is smoking. But these guys can stand up. They can be the sacrificial lambs. They're all going to get regular jobs when it's said and done. But you can do something landmark. You can really move the needle here and take care of a bunch of players. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. I am concerned because I am a college football NCAA college football person, and we are, the game is supposed to come out literally, here pretty soon. So I'm concerned about that. But at the end of the day, I think this is good for college athletes. And if it's good for college athletes, I support it.
Yep. Nothing on the court, though. We ain't talking about nothing on the court for men's college basketball. Women's college basketball, hey, man, we've been telling y'all about Juju Watkins for a while. We've been telling y'all that she is the next great player. We've been talking about her, posting. We've seen clips of her in high school. She's been a beast.
She became
I don't
Clutch.
see her right now.
Remember, she said she was Clutch Sports' first high school athlete. Then she signed with Nike. She won Gatorade Player of the Year, best recruited, highest recruit to go to USC in women's basketball. She broke USC scoring record 2 days ago with 51 points as a freshman. That's not even the news. At one point, the score was Juju Watkins, 41. Whoever they played, because we're not going to name the name, we're just going to say whoever's. The whoever's had 38. She was outscoring the team by herself.
She's scoring. Everybody else is really just watching her play basketball.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Hey girl, get the ball. Do what you want to. I'm super excited for her. I also feel bad for Juju Smith-Schuster. You have to give up the Juju. You're no longer the Juju of USC. Your time has came and went very fast. She is
Never was.
He
never was.
Oh.
Don't nobody.
And
Who knew Juju went to USC outside of like real football fans? Don't nobody know that he went to USC. He was at USC when Clay Helton was there, and drunk Sark.
Fair. But I'm excited for her. Once again, I told y'all, and I'll continue to tell y'all, women's college basketball is just head and shoulders better than men's basketball.
Did you see that South Carolina LSU game?
I surely did.
Woo!
And I mean, there's no Wembanyama this year in the draft. Nobody cares about men's college basketball this year. There's not a soul that anybody's like, oh, I gotta watch him. I gotta see Zion. No, all the girls are good, and the boys, hey, get drafted, bro, and then you might have to go play in the G League. I don't care. The girls are good. You guys, just not interesting. And it's not that you guys aren't interesting. It's because the
NBA,
governing body doesn't make their game interesting.
And also the NBA.
I don't want to watch two basketball halves. I don't want to watch this 35-second clock. It's trash. Make the game look like it is, or the girls will continue to kick your ass and get rich.
Also,
I want to see all the women get rich.
Also, there's no women's G League, so they have to go to college.
This is the women's G League.
That's my point. They have to go to college. They have to play. The men's, they don't go to college. They're gonna go to college more.
They make so much more money here.
They're gonna go to college now. Men going to college now because they're getting paid. But I mean, women didn't have another outlet, and it actually helped them. So, but shout out to Juju, man. Shout out to Juju. Tyrese Haliburton missed games, and he is 3 games away from not being eligible for All NBA team. Mind you, he's probably the first team All NBA point guard. This also is a bigger picture for Joel Embiid now, who is about to have surgery on his meniscus. And he is probably going to be the MVP, depending on how long he's out.
But no, now he's like, I'll be out now. All this is that rule, that 65 game rule, is toast at the end of the season. It's going to make the NBA look stupid. I know that Charles and Joe Dumars are upset about it, but they're going to retract that thing as soon as the season. They can retract it fast enough. If they could, they retract it mid-season.
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it. You can't force players to play 65. They're trying. Okay, this is what I'm really trying to say. They're dancing around the topic. The real solution is you're playing too many games. You're playing 82 games. That's really what it is. And when you're playing,
can't say that either because they've been playing 82 games. I mean, you can, but they've been playing 82 games since the beginning of basketball.
And have you seen have you seen Michael Jordan walk? His knees rubbed together. Like all these, it's just like saying football players could play it in the 50s and they didn't have roughing the passer or nothing. It's the same thing.
Football players are not the people to consult because they traded a preseason game for a real game. It ain't funny, but it's funny. I'm gonna laugh.
No, but my point is just
Reggie
because they
too. Why you let me laugh by myself?
Because I want to make my point. But my point is you can't consult older players and say they play 82 games. Have you seen all them older players' fingers? In all sports, all players except for steroids is the only sport. Baseball is the only sport where they don't be totally broke down to steroids. They be broke down too.
No, they just be pumped up forever. Mark McGwire ain't never deflated. He just got pumped up.
But what I'm saying, so my point is, like, just because they played 82 games back then don't mean it's better
Sammy
now.
Sosa got new skin, so
Sammy Sosa got new skin, new hair, new eye color. He a whole new person. I wouldn't be surprised if he cut off his fingerprints. Yeah, he a spy. He a spy.
But yeah, that rule will be out of there. Bogey for 6 man of the year.
That's what he looked like. He looked like Tyrone Couple. That's what he looked like from the Jamie Foxx show.
And I'm gonna tell you right now. Let's go ahead and talk about this LED court because I know what this is.
Oh,
this
I
is
missed
the
it.
trick.
Hold on. Yeah. So let's talk about All-Star Weekend since we here. First thing is the LED court. That's gonna be there for All-Star Weekend. Boy, I hope that they do all the doggone tests, neurological tests for everybody that's there, because this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. But go ahead.
Lawsuit.
Bro, I worked with somebody got epilepsy, and that lights and is a trigger. The lights. That's the lights. That's the lights. That's not Donald Trump. That's the lights. That's the lights.
This is the test. They're gonna test this out with the I can't think of the name of the people, with the celebrities first.
Oh yeah.
In less than 3 or 4 years, there will be an LED court. You might as well get ready to see real NBA Jam any day now, bro. They're going to do this. I'm sure Kevin Hart will be there because he's the person who they pay to do this stuff. And then in 2 or 3 years, they're going to be like, oh, well, we're going to have a Jock Jam LED court for All-Star. And then next thing you know, the Atlanta Hawks is going to have one of these. So just prepare yourself.
They already got one. But the point is, remember, they already got the 3D court. But the reason that they're doing this is not because they want defense. They are battling what Apple just come out with. What's that called?
Vision Pro.
Vision Pro. That's who they're battling. You could get Vision Pro and be on the sideline, and you can pull up everything that they showing here with the stats and the this and the that.
Wait for they to start
everything for Vision
people
Pro.
Vision Pros.
That's all it is Vision
wait.
Pro. So they're battling. They're not battling us. They're trying to keep us coming to the game because they losing money. They're not losing money, but they could potentially lose money. The more technology advances, the more it keeps you inside. So, I mean, I like it for All-Star Weekend. I don't like it every day. That'd give me a headache. Imagine if you had to be Bob Rathbun and Dominique calling the Hawks game and seeing this every day. I'd be
get used to it. That's fine because Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross are gonna be the next people calling basketball games.
They are. And the Splashcast.
Now trick me can't be
biggest snub of the NBA. Who do you think it is?
Unique position. I don't think that there was a snub.
You don't think De'Aaron Fox was snubbed?
Who you got to take out?
Paul George.
Nope. That team is a good team. That's a good team. That's a team.
Sacramento's
that's
a good team.
Yes, but that's also a good team that started out as trash and turned it around. I'm not taking any of those guys.
Who started out as trash?
The Clippers.
Oh, no. Well, that you asked me who I would take off. Paul George.
Fair.
Looking at the reserves, I would take Paul George off that team. James Harden didn't make it. You would take Paul George over James Harden?
Play more games.
Fair.
Paul George, I mean, I get what you're saying. Paul George is not really like, he hasn't necessarily been standout, but that's a really good team, and he's been the second most consistent player on the team, him and Kawhi. And then James James started out slow and then caught up. But Paul has been there, and it was him and Kawhi to start out. So, yeah.
So this is more of a this is like a Udonis Haslem jersey. This is more of a reward for being there when they were trash.
Well, no, not as much, because it's like without Paul, while James is playing like trash, Paul was holding it in the road. I think there's value in holding it in the road and not us being in a place.
What was De'Aaron Fox doing?
Hold on. Let's look at the standings real quick.
I'm just asking. De'Aaron Fox, to me, on the West, De'Aaron Fox, I think Rudy Gobert, I think he's gonna be in the conversation for defensive player of the year.
Clippers are better than I'm okay. I'm okay with Paul George. I think that Rudy's tricky because Rudy's best attributes are not all-star game attributes. He's a defender, and he's been smoking it on defense, but his stats are not glaring. He doesn't look like an all-star. But, I mean, you saw what he said?
Yeah, I know what he said. He said, when I go to Canton as a Hall of Famer, I laugh at all of the early vacations I took.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, he's 12-12. I get it. That's not really the all-star number you're looking for.
Yeah, you need more rebounds, Rudy. But you're not going to get more rebounds when you got 2 other 7-footers in the paint with you.
Yeah. And, I mean, Anthony Edwards does what he does. Like, whatever it is, like, at the end of the day, take the slight, bro. Take the slight and get the record. Like, you guys are you're the number 2 team in the West. And really tied for number 1. Like, I don't... At a certain point, like that, I'm not going to take the shot I want to take. But it's better to be good than just have a bunch of stats.
So you think so they're rewarding players for being good on a good team versus the stats?
All-star is about stats, mostly.
So
go ahead and say it so I can address it.
Say what? I'm trying to figure out what you said.
I think
you kind of
all-star is about
jumping
stats.
back and forth.
All-star is about stats. Rudy Gobert, your stats are not going to be good enough for you to be an all-star.
What was De'Aaron Fox's stats? What's Trae Young's stats? I think Trae is second in the league in point guard. Everything.
Oh yeah, they're not falling for it. De'Aaron Fox is 20-6. No, excuse me. Ooh, Lord, I was wrong. 27, 4, and 5. I think this year they're rewarding winning.
Really?
Yeah. They're rewarding winning. You got to win. And Paul George is on a team that's winning more.
Man, what's the Lakers record?
And Lakers,
what's the Lakers record? You said they rewarded winning. Trae was second in the fan vote. Remember that now. I want to say that now.
Lakers is a trick bag. You're not putting LeBron in there. You're not putting AD in there, bro. Y'all know what that is.
You said
that's
winning
money.
You said stat. You said it's a stats. And I said, okay, there's Trae stats. Then you said it's about winning, and the Lakers are awful.
The Lakers are big basketball. You know that's what it is. It's nothing you could do. You okay? So you do it then. You don't put LeBron as an all-star. Go ahead, you do it then, Reggie.
I don't. LeBron could be there. LeBron could be there. AD don't. For what? The Lakers, if they're rewarding winning, then you can't go to. This is the same thing as the college football playoff. You got to pick one or the other. You can't pick both. You can't use two arguments to defend two different points.
Let me be very clear because y'all be on Saturday morning taking 100 shots at me. If y'all didn't put Anthony Davis in there, I would not be butthurt at all. I'm like, okay, fine with me. First of all, I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I think that Alvin Sengun should be an all-star before
another snub. That was he was on. I had the graphic in the group. I didn't. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
100%. I think that Alvin Sengun and his addition to that Houston Rockets team is more valuable than Anthony Davis.
What's their record?
I don't care. Man,
it's hockey.
Right. But I also understand what the NBA is doing. I don't think it's right what they're doing. I think the Sengun has been.
I think those three players for real.
That's my snub. If you want to know, that's my snub right there.
Mine is gonna be Trae because while folks he has the stats to me. He has the stats to support it. A lot of these other players play the same way that he does, and it is.
Who you
what
taking
it
out
is.
of the East? Who you taking off the East?
Let me see. I gotta pull up the stats.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Who am I gonna take out of the East?
Yep.
Let's see. Who's the reserves? Bam. What's Bam's?
Bam is 8. They 26-24. The Hawks are 22-28.
What is Bam's?
He's the winner.
What's Bam's? No, they ain't win. What's Bam? They got beat by the Hawks. What's Bam's? No, not a winner. What's Bam's stats?
20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't take him out. Jalen Brunson being a reserve. The Celtics, you're going to put Jaylen Brown because Jalen and Tatum are joined at the hip. But, I mean, if you look at
best team in
wise,
basketball.
Yeah. I'm surprised Porzingis didn't make it if they're the best team in basketball.
That's who they think might be an alternate.
The Knicks, Julius Randle.
The Knicks are just such a better team.
They're so good. Like, and I understand when you say winning if you're the engine. Like, if you're the engine of the team, then yeah, they're going to put you in there, right? Similar to like when the Hawks had 5 players because they had no engine. Everybody was good. So, well, everybody together collectively was good. DeMar Carroll wasn't an all-star. But we know that team went undefeated in January. Same thing with the Pistons. Correct. They got 4 in there, and they really said it should have been Taurean Prince. But there probably were some other people that had better stats. But
absolutely,
for me, the reason I for the East, to answer your question before I jump back to Paul George, I don't know who I would take off for Trey. Maybe Donovan Mitchell. He scored 70-something points. That's hard.
He's winning more games.
That's hard.
And let me be clear here. Julius is scoring 24 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Oh, I need to go to standings. That's what I need to go to. Dang, come on, man.
Yeah.
Standings.
All of the East All there are no East All Stars that have losing records. Yeah. I don't hate that.
I mean, it's a precedent that you're setting because the old precedent was, it was people that made All Star that their teams were awful.
Yeah, but I think this year the East is so competitive, and you're looking at the top end of basketball players. All of those guys influence winning, and they're winning. You can't take Maxey out of there.
No, you can't take Maxey out of there. I think how many times has Shy been to the All-Star? Because I know
you definitely can't take him out.
No. My point is, I'm pretty sure he was an All-Star when they were trash. I'm pretty sure they've been to the All-Star when they were trash, right?
Yeah.
But his first one, they were like. But that's he had the stats.
You're right.
My point is, I can't argue to take anybody off because the point that you made that they are definitely on the Eastern side, they're rewarding winning is correct. So I can't really say nothing about that. But on the Western side, they are not rewarding winning. Not the engine.
Yeah. The people who I could say, yeah, I mean, the only person who I think is tricky on the West is Anthony Davis. Steph playing, I mean, if Steph don't play, that Warriors team is.
Well, I mean, Steph also just scored 60 in a loss.
Had to. But yeah. But that's the thing. This East team, and like Paolo got that team to be like they passed us.
So Trey is at 27-11. De'Aaron is at 27, 4-6.
That's the reason that I think that Trey is kind of getting. Paolo is the problem. Paolo is at 23, 5-7, which is good. But the thing is, Paolo is just leading his team to being better than our team.
Yeah. So the West, De'Aaron Fox would be my snub. In the East, Trey would be my snub. But I mean, Scotty Barnes is having an insane season.
Yep.
Golly.
But I think that there's a level of hangover with Trey where it's just like, all right. And Trey's not having a really good shooting season. He's just scoring a ton of points. He ain't shooting great. He's not shooting honestly good at all. He just shoots a ton. He just shoots.
Go ahead, finish.
You better not say anything. I'm gonna tell you that as soon as you say anything, that man 40, bro. He's going. Trey shooting 38 from 3, and 43% field goal percentage.
38 from 3 ain't bad.
Right. But 43% from the field is not.
I mean, he don't really go. I mean, he ain't gonna really go to the rim. So, to me, now I got to see who the starters are. I think it's SGA, Kawhi Leonard.
And I think that there is a hangover with Trey where people believe these are empty stats now.
Because we were losing.
They're starting to believe.
Yeah. That's where the winning and losing comes in. And then now that you feelsy snub, we went 4-1 in the last 5 games, which is infuriating. I just want to let you know, because when we do talk about the Hawks in the next episode, if we keep winning and we go, I'm going to be super angry because that means we could have been winning the whole time. And you was just being selfish. It took DeJounte Murray calling everybody out for them to say something.
But we're it like it's Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing that happened with John Collins. You got to say something like, and that's the reason.
I don't see John is just got in his way because he didn't develop his handle. To me, John couldn't create his own shot. That's the problem with him, and Trey only threw the lob. Well, now he's over there. Huh?
The issue with the Hawks is that until Trey's not a 1. He's a 2. And and I mean he's a second option, not a first option. But due to the fact that it's his team, if LeBron or KD doesn't come over there, he's never going to defer.
So I mean,
and if he don't defer, he's not going to be able to
point guard.
win.
He's never going to defer. He's a score first point guard. You're never the pass first point guard. It's Haliburton. That's it. There is nobody else. That is the last pass first point guard that you'll probably see for a long time.
As long as Trey plays like that, then the team is going to suffer. And that's the reason I went into this season like, okay, let's see how this plays out, but I already know how this is going to play out.
Well, I don't think you can blame this season all on Trey. I think Quinn Snyder has been an awful coach.
But this is the thing. That's
and
Trey's
Nick Wrestler.
guy.
All of them, Nick Wrestler, doing that stupid shit. Like, to me,
Quinn Snyder is Trey Young's guy. That's the guy who he wanted. That's the reason he's getting into the LeBron realm of, no, dog, you don't get to be absolved from these situations when you start making executive decisions. Quietly, just like we talked in the group. Giannis, your ass is on the line with Doc. Your ass is on the line with Doc. And
you lost a lot of credibility, Giannis. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Exactly. If
can't be second in the East
coach,
and pick the guy you fire the guy that you pick.
I know you feel the way about Jalen Johnson and Nate, but Nate had us as, say what you want, we was the most 500 team in 500 basketball. We ain't close to a 500 team right now.
Yeah, we are.
Go look at the roster. I mean, go look at the record.
22 and 28 with 6 games. I mean, ironically, we're in the play-in. That's wild.
6 games is, man. Yo, if we was 500, we would damn near be out of the play.
Yeah, 28 and 28, we would be in 8th place. We'd be in 8th place.
We would die to be there right now.
I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody thought the East was going to be as stacked as it is. I don't think anybody thought Indiana was going to be this good. And they don't play defense. They just have more pieces.
These are the teams that know, but that's the part where, like, I know y'all think that I'm a Trey hater, but the Pacers passed us, the Magic passed us, I think the Knicks passed us, and the Cavaliers passed us. They zoomed right on past us.
I don't think the Cavaliers have. Well, they in second. They 32 and 16.
They zoomed right. Like, you got to remember, us and the Cavs were like this.
We knocked them out
then
of
when
playoffs.
it came to exactly, then when it came to the play-in, it was like, all right, let's move them on out of the way. They're in second place.
Wow. I mean, yeah, and again, this is why I told you I need the money machine, because this is when I'm shooting Trace Bell. The Wrestler family has screwed this team more than anybody I've seen. I have seen it, when you put somebody in charge that's not ready to be in charge because of the last name, and you get rid of the person that got you to where you were going, once you got rid of Schlink,
But
it
you
was
know
like,
why he got fired? He said, "Hey man, we might have to look at trading Trey." When you suggest that, you out of here.
And then you trade all those picks for DeJounte to only trade him. Like,
no, not even trade him. You put him back in John Collins' purgatory. Maybe we trade you, maybe we don't. Have we not seen that that's not good for players?
Yeah, DeJounte. And DeJounte ain't quiet like John. That's what I like. DeJounte be like, man, shut up. This is stupid.
and y'all play with him on social media if you want to. He will fry your ass.
Yep. Oh, let me before we go, Tony Snell.
Yeah.
Tony Snell needs to be on an NBA team's active roster by Friday, which was 3 days ago, and I don't think he got there.
This is trash.
And signed for the rest of the season in order to compile a 10th year of service and qualify for the Players Association's retiree benefits program. This is really, really important because if you remember, we did a story of Tony Snell where his son was both of his children are diagnosed with autism. And it turns out, Tony Snell is quiet, don't talk, he don't do nothing. And it turns out he decided in order to make his children more comfortable with it to go get tested. It turns out he had autism, and it only confirmed what he already knew, that he felt like he was different. So now he's retired. He doesn't get a pension, and I don't care what y'all say. He's not $100 million player. He hasn't gotten a huge contract, I don't think, ever. So when it comes to Tony Snell playing and the benefits and what it takes, because depending on the severity of the spectrum that they're on, you have to take care of them for the rest of your life. You have to pay for those benefits for the rest of your life. And for him to play in the NBA, be such a good player, it's time for Adam Silver to step in and grant this man a pension and benefits for the rest of his, at least until his kids are 18. Something. You can't just leave him out to dry. That's kind of dirty.
Now this is what I will say. Tony Snell has made $52,663,234 in his 9 years. But this is a thing where people are going like, this is too simple and too easy. Number one, the Hawks, bruh, for what we getting out of Garrison Matthews, man, if you don't put him on a damn 10-day contract.
The Grizzlies, they got 13 players hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. But Adam Silver, you should fix this. This is just, overall, this is disappointing. It's just certain things you should do for the good. Like, you should do it because you want to, but you should also be able to identify good publicity. Overall, this is all very disappointing. And literally, he just needed a 10-day contract.
10 days?
No.
He has to be there this is 10th year. He has to be there till the end of the year.
Okay.
That's what it is.
But with that said, man, it's disappointing, whatever it is. The Pistons, bro, y'all 6-43. Wizards, y'all 9-40. What y'all building?
Hey, you pledged? What they building? Bridges of monuments of nothing, bridges to nowhere. But
I'm a human. This is stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the return edition of Monday Night Raw, episode 137 of the Splashcast. We had the pregame. We had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Dive Team Media on Instagram. We got some stuff coming. Reggie's Recaps. I'm probably going to change the name of that, but I'm trying to show up on Thursdays after the child is asleep. I really wanted to name the podcast My Child is Asleep, so I'm here. But or put the kids to bed, whatever. Norwood's got some stuff coming. We got some other people that are working on podcasts as well, man. 2024 is going to be a big year for the Dive Team Media and the Splashcast. We can't wait. As always, remember, they can do what?
Like, follow, subscribe. Once again, thank y'all for checking on the kid during the last week or so. It's been a lot, but we get it done. Possible takes a day. Difficult takes a day. Impossible takes a week. I'm happy to be back. Felt good to be back in the seat. Number one, more black baseball, more black baseball, more black baseball. Number 2, more black cowboys and more black cowgirls. And number 3, by far the most important one, the historically black college university. Your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your friend went to, whoever went to. Send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go to for step shows, homecoming, just to be around your people. Send some money over there. The greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that just beat that dog park with a game-winning 3 from my boy Jerry Dang, DSGB himself, the Hampton University. We asking for $18.68 on behalf of the year that Hampton was founded. Send some money over there. We would truly, truly appreciate it. We thank you guys for all the support. Once again, without you guys, none of this will be possible until we meet again, which will be Saturday for Saturday Morning Live. We look forward to seeing you in. Adios, mi amigos. God is love.
Peace. We out here. Y'all stay safe. Love y'all.
This is the Splashcast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition, where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition, Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's the Splashcast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, we bet beers for Saturday Morning Live. If you ever need to find us, we can be found at thesplashcast.com. And of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast.
Do what I'm supposed to do, you mind? Underneath the lights and cameras, I will call you staring at me. Don't believe in second chances, won't you right now, baby, sadly. Had a bad break, I'm your relationship, in it badly. Trying to get your groove back to swagging like you and the best. Ain't no disrespect when we both wrong, we could make plans to action. No games, you say we cannot walk away.